Good morning everyone. This is Saurabh from OpenSpecimen, and today I am going to talk about the library features in the workflow. In this video we are going to cover the basic of libraries, what are the advantages of using library, and implement those libraries in our workflow. So let's start. So workflow libraries are basically the template of a task. Now this template can be reused again and again in multiple workflows. Now due to this reusability, you can connect your single workflow library task to multiple workflows at once, and any changes you make in your workflow library task will be reflected to all these 10 workflows that it is connected to. Okay, for example, to visually show you what is the difference between workflow library and without a library is this. So in the left hand side you can see for each workflow, that is workflow 1, workflow 2, workflow 3, we are creating a single receipt task as we did in our demo, right? Whereas when you use a library task, you can connect that single task to all of these three workflows if they all these three workflows satisfy your requirement. This is how libraries reduce the work of creating multiple tasks, as well as any changes you made in the workflow library will be automatically reflected to all the workflows it is linked with, hence reducing the workload for making changes in each and every workflow. Now after this, let's see how to implement our libraries, how to implement the libraries in our workflow. Okay, so the steps to implement the libraries are as follow. The first is to create a library folder, then to add all the tasks that is needed for your workflow inside that library folder, and then finally link the task to the workflows. Okay, so let's see how to do that in OpenSpecimen. So I am here in the workflow list view page, where I have selected filter out the workflow that we created in our demo, that is receive and process specimen. Now as we remember, this workflow has 5 tasks. We are going to create a library and connect all those 5 tasks with the library. Okay, so first of all I have to download this JSON configuration file for this workflow. To do that, I need to click on this drop down option and click on download JSON. You can see a zip file is downloaded here. I will go to my download folder and extract this file. Once I'm inside the workflow folder, I can see there is one workflow.json file and multiple task files. Now let us create a library task for each of these tasks and then connect those library tasks with the workflow into the workflow.json file. Okay, so let me first open the workflow.json file. Yeah, and let's go to the first task, that is receive task, this one. Receive task, and also open the receive task in a different tab in this editor. Okay, now let's go back to the OpenSpecimen and create a library task for this receive task. Okay, so here I'm in the OpenSpecimen. You can see in the workflow list view page, you can see a button for libraries. Once you click in this button, you will be directed to the libraries list view page. Here you can see all the libraries that is present in the system. We are going to create our own libraries folder first. So to do that, we will click on this create button here and give our workflow libraries name. Let's say demo workflow. Okay, and yeah, so demo workflow, and here I will give WF for now. Okay, now once I click on create, my demo workflow has been created. So to search it, I can just say demo, and it is here. Now here you can see there are there is the number of tasks is not shown at all, because there is no task available inside this library. So let's go inside that library and create our first received task. Okay, so now I'm inside the library and I can see a button called as create. So let's click on that button, and you can see once I click on that button, create button, you can see there are all the sub properties of a task property that we see in the workflow.json file, right? So let's add value to those properties. Let me go to the workflow.json. Let's give a title of this task. I'm copying from here. Yeah, add a title. Let's select the task type. This is an update task, so I will say update specimen. Now the short description I am going to copy from our workflow.json file. Short description. Long description is not needed. SOP is not needed. JSON configuration is no, that means it is false. And now you can see a box for configuration. Now I'm going to add all the configuration that is available in our receive.js file in this configuration box. So let's go to the receive.specimen.js file, select all, copy, and go back to our workflow library, paste it. So see, I have pasted all the configuration inside this. Now let's select skippable as no and just create these libraries. As in the workflow, I am not going to provide the user group and notify user group for now. Just click on create. So you can see a task is created called as receive specimen. Now to connect this task with my workflow, what I have to do is I have to click on this copy button here. It will copy the task name and workflow name, library name, and I can go back to my workflow.json file, add one more properties here after notify user called as import, and provide my library library information here. So you can see first the name of the library, then the task inside the libraries. So with this information, OpenSpecimen will understand that for this task, for this receive specimen task, it need to pull the configuration from the demo workflow library, and the task inside that library should be the receive specimen task. Okay, in this way we can connect our task in the workflow to the libraries. So let's connect all other tasks quickly. So let me create a spin task quickly. So let's say it as a spin event, copy, go back, create, paste, type, it is in form data entry. I will say form, sort title from here, copy and add here. Okay, configuration no. Now I have to add the spin task configuration. So I will open the spin task file. Yeah, select all, copy everything, and paste the configuration inside the configuration box, and then I will click on create. Now my spin task for the library is also created. I will again do the same. I'll copy this configuration of the library from the OpenSpecimen and add with the help in this JSON with the help of import. So click here, go here, let's say import. Okay, now this is done. Let's create another task, that is derivative. Copy, new task, create derivative. So type is derivative, and this sort title copied from here, I am added here. Yes, so configuration, I have to again open the derivative configuration file, copy the derivative configuration, copy, go back to OpenSpecimen, add the configuration. Okay, now let's say no scalable and create. Now link the derivative task to our workflow, go back here, go to this derivative task, and yeah, let's link it, import. Okay, so now the derivative task is also linked. Let's create an aliquot task quickly, copy, let's go here, create. So it is aliquot sort description, copy from here, and yeah, so yeah, configuration, I will open the aliquot task. Yeah, so it is here, copy everything, come to the configuration, paste. Yes, it is done. Now create aliquot task is done, copy the aliquot task, again go back to the workflow.json and import your library here. Sorry, yeah, so import your library, yeah, like this. Now finally I will create the store task. So yeah, so again store task is an update type of task, so I will select update specimen, and description will be copied from here. No configuration, let's open the store.js file, copy everything and come to this configuration and yeah, set it as escapable, create. Now you can see I have created all the tasks. The final task store, I'm going to link it with my workflow. Okay, so notify, after notify I'm going to add an import, so I will say import and add. Now all the tasks are added. It means that I do not need now the JavaScript file that is there in the folder. So I will first save this and I will close all the JavaScript files from here. Let me go here and then close. So I will close this. I closed, yeah, closed everything actually. Let me reopen our, yeah, let me first delete all these files, because now since I have created the library I do not need these files now. So I deleted this. Let me again open our workflow.json, because there are certain things that we need to remove, we can remove basically. So yeah, so our workflow.json file is ready. Now based on requirement you can keep these information regarding name, sort title, sort description. If you want to overwrite the values from the libraries, then you can keep these informations. Otherwise you can just remove these information, because everything is getting pulled from the libraries. Okay, for now I will remove everything, so that it will be or everything will be pulled from the libraries. So I just remove this, all this 4 part. Okay, so undo, yeah, and then let me remove everything from here to here, because again everything is available in the library. So yeah, let me remove this also, this, yeah, here also. I don't need this, just need name to connect them. Not, they don't need any of this. So receive, yeah, so then create derivatives, type is not required, and I can remove this one too. Again, this is not required, removed. Yes, and this is also removed. I'm just rechecking once more that I have removed everything. Okay, yeah, so I guess there is one task that is remaining, that is a store task. So I will remove everything from this store task as well. Yeah. And this is also removed. Okay, now I have removed everything because all the information regarding sort title, I think I made a mistake. Sorry, I made a mistake. I remember. While removing all of them, I also removed the name property that is needed. So let me add it back. Name properties. Yeah. So just let me copy them and add it back, because name property is unique and that is needed. So I have added this name properties here. Let's create just a minute. Store, yeah, derivative. So and then we have create aliquot. Where is it? Copy and go back to here, paste. Yeah, I have added the name property back. Just so name, if I remember it correctly, it is store ali quotes, quotes. Yeah, so yeah, you can see there is a name property, and all other configurations like short title, title, all those are going to will be pulled from the libraries. Okay, so now I save this file. There is single file here. Now I'll just upload this file and go to this configuration here and select this workflow.json, click and then upload. One more thing that you must have noticed, that I haven't zipped anything because there is no task. Task means there is no workflow.javascript files. There is no JavaScript files, so we can directly use upload the workflow.json file in these cases while we are using libraries. Okay, so let's go to our workflow. Let's refresh this. This is our workflow, that is receive and process. And let's process one specimen and see. Let's start a batch and see if we are finding any issues. Okay, so let's take this specimen and click on create, add this specimen and start a batch. Yeah, you can see all the configuration that we had done in our workflow is getting pulled from the library. So if anything is changed in the library, will be reflected here. So for example, if I go back to the library, go to the receive step, and let's say I change this acceptable to be received, quality from acceptable to be received, and update the library. Now when I update the workflow batch, it will be updated here. So you can see it is updated. So like this you can connect your workflows to the libraries. One more thing that we are going to do in this video is we are going to create a new workflow and directly connect that new workflow with our library receive task. Okay, so let me use the same template of our old workflow. Let's create a let me go back to and create a copy of this and say this as a receive whole blood workflow. Okay, so yeah, close this workflow.json file because I'm going to modify the workflow.json file for my new workflow. So I will just rename it as whole blood and say process instead of specimen I will write WH whole blood. Okay, and I will just replace this also. Okay, let it be. So again I have to update the sort code and it will have process WB SPM. Okay, so now let's just remove that SPM and let's remove all of this. This is not required. Let's keep everything else same. Add one more condition that specimen should be it is going up. Yeah, specimen should be whole blood. Okay, and has specimen dot type should equals to whole blood. Okay, I add that condition. Now I am only going to add a receive task in this workflow, hence I will say receive and I will remove all other tasks for now and just remove all other tasks. Okay, and furthermore just let me update the workflow name also because I am just doing receive, then I should simply say it as receive whole blood, not receive and process. Receive SPMN whole blood WB. Okay, so it should be receive WB. Yeah, this looks correct. Let me copy this and rename our folder later to remain the folder as it is. So I'm not changing the task configuration here because I'm going to use the same library task, so hence I'm keeping everything as it is. And yeah, so that's it. Let me close this file and go back and update this folder name for my reference. This one is for my reference. Yeah, now let me upload the workflow and create a new workflow with the help of library. Okay, so this is the new workflow and upload. So you can see a new workflow called as receive whole blood is created, and when I go here and say receive whole blood, I can see the workflow is there. I go inside the workflow, start a batch. Let me use the same specimen that I'm using here. Copy. Where is the workflow? Yeah, here it is. And start. See, so in this way I am able to link the one workflow receive task with two workflows, and you can see all the configurations is similar to that that is in the task. Now if as I change this value to be received to acceptable, it will be reflected to both of the workflows. Okay, so let me do that and say this to be received to acceptable. Okay, and update this library task, go back to workflow, refresh both of them one by one, and yeah, loading. Yeah, you can see the value is updated in our receive whole blood as acceptable quality, and same happened in our receive and process specimen. It is updated to acceptable. So in this way, any changes you made in the library will be updated in all the workflows that it is linked with. Okay, and plus you can also see whatever workflows your library is linked with the help of this find feature. So you can see this receive task of the library is linked with these two workflows. So this is it for today. We will, in the next video, we will discuss more advanced feature in the workflows, and we will go through them. Thank you.